2 years ago in Texas, and he's wearing a mask. He's like, "Hey, Father Evil," and I'm dressed. I'm like, "Hey man, what's up?" And I recognize him. He takes down his mask. It's Danny Trejo.
Hello again. Welcome to our podcast. And tonight is Friday the 13th, and we're here with Father Evil. So, why don't you tell us who Father Evil is and how did you come with that whole idea of the personality of Father Evil?
Father Evil is a horror personality / entertainer. How I came up with him was completely by accident. I'm going to try to make this long story as short as possible. I came up with that character in the 90s for an art piece I was doing for this artsy-fartsy coffee shop in New Brunswick called Indigo Jones back in the early 90s. And I came up with this possessed priest. And he was just prayer hands, and he looked very gaunt, and he had very ghastly features. And he had prayer hands, the rosaries, and Denomine Pater Filii Spiritus Sancti over him in Old English. And that was it. And I put him up for sale and didn't sell. I wound up giving a picture away to some kid or whatever. 20 years later, I'm married. And my wife and her girlfriend, they were hanging out, and her girlfriend's like, "We're going to a horror convention, my husband and I. Does your husband like horror?" And that was me. My wife's like, "Oh, he loves horror." I was like, "You should come. He's never been to a horror convention. This is my first horror convention ever." And that was Chiller Theater.
What year was that?
I believe it was 2007 or 8.
Okay.
And I went, and I loved it. And I went to a couple more cons during that year, and the same one, and I just started developing for lack of a better word, a nerve to get dressed up, because I saw guys my age getting dressed up, and no one's really laughing at them or, ha ha ha, look at that grown ass man dressed up. None of that. It was accepted. So I'm like, maybe I'll come in one day dressed. Who knows? So then one year I decided I'm going to go in dressed. My wife said, do something simple. Don't go crazy, because it's only going to be for a couple hours. You don't want to spend all that money. I'm like, all right. So I used to have a nickname back in the day when I was working in retail in Best Buy. They used to call me Evil Lou, because I can make a really evil face. So I put 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, wait up. I have an idea. What would scare somebody if you saw them? Zombie, it's been done. Vampire, it's been done. A possessed priest. That's what hit me. I'm like, because if we can get to a priest, what chance do you have?
Yeah.
That was my thought behind it. So I picked up a $20 costume from Party City. I got a pair of whiteout contacts. I had somewhat the chops, but nothing like as robust as it is now. It was more skin tight, tapered. So I got a pair of contacts, $20 costume, and I put it on, and I thought that was it. Well, when I got there and people saw me, they kind of lost their minds, because they're like, holy crap. And I'm like, is that simple? $20 costume and that's it? But I didn't see what they saw.
Well, it was a unique character, so they saw something different.
To me, I saw a $20 costume, and it's just me in the contacts. I didn't see what they saw. So it didn't hit me till I walked into this one room. And there was a director from Italy. I forget his name. He was doing autographs. They were an assistant producer, and they were taking pictures and stuff. I walk in, and he does a triple take when he sees me. Oh my God. And he excuses himself from his audience, which they never do. And he runs up to me. Oh, this is so beautiful. It's so simple, but it's so on point. Less is more, that type of thing, And he called his producer to come take pictures of me. They were like oogling over me. And I'm like, oh my God.
You don't remember the director's name?
I don't forget. I forget. Completely forget. Anyway, I looked at my wife, and I'm like, if I got that reaction from him, and all these people are here to see him for his movies, maybe I got something here. Let me run with this.
Yeah, it's a good guide if he's...
Boom! Here we are. That's the long story short of it.
So what did you add to the costumes?
More. You can come in, guys.
Yeah, you can come in.
Yeah, you can come in. We're doing a podcast. What did I do? He's always an evolving character. I'm never going to be done with him. as I've gotten more into him, my makeup techniques have gotten better. I've added more to my application. There was always little things that I adjust to make it to make him look different. Like little by little, I started growing this out more, and the outfit, different stoles, different everything. But he's never really stopped evolving. He's always going to be growing. But at this current form, he's at this current stage. I kind of like where he's at now.
And that's the image that's on your website?
Yes.
Well. We're going to add all that stuff to get some contacts.
Oh, yeah, all the pictures and stuff, yeah. But that's where it's at. And then I decided just to take it to the next level. I started seeing what other guys were doing and what they're not doing. So what they were doing was they were just dressing up, but they weren't in character. So I developed a character. And then I'm like, what else can I add to this? I'm like, and I was one of the first ones on the scene to do this, ever. At least as far as I'm concerned, at least in the East Coast. I added theme music to my cosplay. So I would walk, and I would walk with a choir of angels or a choir of, Gregorian chants.
Okay, so you have other people following you?
No.
Oh, no?
No, it was just a speaker.
Oh, okay.
And it would be a choir of, a Gregorian, and you'd see me walking by. You would hear this church music. You'd turn around. Oh, my God. It was what best accentuates horror?
Yeah.
Not only visual, but sound.
Mm-hmm.
It just accentuates it, and it gives it more depth.
Everybody wants their own theme song. Right?
Exactly. So I did it with that, and then that got me noticed more so than the regular dudes. And one other big thing that set me apart from everybody else is I am the mask. I have no mask.
Oh, yeah.
I am the persona. People gravitate towards that because a mask can only make one face, and it's the one it was molded to. So you can always be smiling or sad, but you can really change it. But when you're the mask, sky's the limit.
Well, you developed an actual unique character.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a copy or imitation or cosplay of something else. No one else did this.
Not to this degree, no.
Right. So I think that's why people are attracted to it. Because
Yes.
different, unique, and I'm sure the soundtrack is too, which is a great idea.
Yeah.
No one walks around with his own soundtrack.
No.
So that's
No,
really good.
no one does that. So, and as I said, what accentuates horror? Horror is always visual. What accentuates that? Sound.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sound is a
Makes a
vibe.
huge difference.
It's a vibration, and it gets to people. When you have a sound and you're mixing that tone with visual, it makes for a much more lasting impression.
Yeah.
So
besides conventions, and what else do you do? I mean,
weddings.
So I read stuff on the website.
Yes,
So-
I do weddings. I've done 15 thus far. The whole point of a wedding is it's the bride's most important day next to having, I guess, a child. So what would make that so memorable? Women will pay anywhere between $1,500 to $3,000 for flowers. For a flower arrangement for the entire setup.
Yeah.
I'm less than that, and I guarantee you, your guests will remember me 25 years from now, and not remember that flowers set up 25 years from now.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
They're gonna remember when Father Evil was tormenting Nana, or when Father Evil was hanging out with Uncle Charlie, and Charlie almost had a heart attack. They'll always remember that.
So you perform a ceremony, but you also hang out throughout.
Yes,
the
I
whole thing,
hang out
interact
for
with
the whole thing,
people.
interact with people, take pictures with them. Nanas, older women, nanas especially, are my specialty. I win them over every time.
Does Father Evil dance?
No. No, he just watches from the shadows.
No evil dance.
This is the most he'll do, like something like
You bless him.
the bat dance or
Yeah.
something. That's about it.
Let's see that. So weddings, do you do funerals?
If they ask, I will. I haven't had that happen yet, but if they ask to do funerals, I will. Absolutely. It's a fun journey where it's taken me. I've taken him all over the country, developed him all over the country. Wherever you go, you take with you something from that area. So I always take something with me, and as far as personality, you're always watching people and growing from them. But in in doing that, I honed my skills, my sales skills. I've been doing retail for 25 years, doing this professionally for 10 years, putting those together because you're literally selling yourself. My wife and I took it to the next level and we bought a store.
Yeah.
Because for those 10 years, I was selling myself at the convention scene. When you sell yourself, that's what you do. It's a salesman does. He sells himself. The products, they're there for the product. It's you who are selling it. That's what makes them buy it. So it made sense to get a store. And this is my retirement as far as I'm concerned. I was in construction up until July 1st. July 1st, we took over. I've never been happier. I've never been happier. I mean, I love this. This is my retirement. I go to work 9 times out of 10 in flip-flops and shorts. I don't get up at 4:30 in the morning and wear steel toes.
And you're the boss.
And I am my own boss. And
That's
I make
part.
more money here doing this, working 34 hours a week at most. Zero stress, zero anxiety. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me is this.
That's awesome.
And
you all
Father
started as a $20 costume.
pretty much, yeah. It grew into other things. But if I'm a big believer in manifestation. The 369, you ever hear of 369?
Well, those are the magic numbers.
Yeah, well, 369, it's manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
If you say something, you got to really believe into something. You got to really believe in this particular thing and this goal that you want. You have to eat, sleep, and breathe it. You say it 3 times in the morning at a certain time. Say it 6 times in the afternoon at a certain time. And say it 9 times in an evening at a certain time. You do that for a month straight, it's manifestation. It's got me to where I am. And I've had people within the genre who've been doing it 30 years who haven't got nowhere near as far as I have. So I'm doing something right. You guys are here talking to me. So
Yeah.
I'm doing something right. So I believe it's that. It's manifestation. It's a vibe. So it brings people into the store, you know?
Now it sounds like so you do weddings.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like something you could transition to hosting something. Do you host things?
Yes, I've hosted film festivals. I'm hosting one tonight here for Groovy Graveyard. I'm hosting actually the Abominable Dr. Fives, Vincent Price Classic, 1971. I've hosted other film festivals, the Philadelphia Unnamed Film Fest, PUFF for short. I get hired by a lot of conventions to, kind of like, not really so much MC, but just walk around and give people a memory. Mm-hmm. Now, how do I do that? It's just, you gotta see Father Evil in action. He is not Lou. He is completely, totally different. And I stay in character. There's no breaking character. If somebody dresses me as Lou as Father Evil, I'll just give you who is this Lou you speak of?
So Father Eve is a method actor.
Big time. Big time. I stay in character, and he always has this scowl on his face. I call it the fart face. It's the face you make like... Well, you put a pair of contacts on and you have some makeup, and it's just like...
Like you smelled something bad.
Yeah, well, when you have that Father Evil garb, it looks like you're just a hellish royalty that's a snob. So that's what he is. He's hellish royalty, and you're beneath him. You're nothing but the buzzing of flies to him. He's just there for your soul, for your sins, or whatever it is that he may want. He's a behind-the-scenes type character. Mm-hmm.
So how much fun is this for you? When
What do you think, man? What do you think?
I think it's a blast.
I get paid for Halloween every day.
I know, that's the best part.
I get paid to play Halloween.
Well, you never know when one little creative spark is going to take you.
That creative spark turned into Inferno.
Yeah. Because now you're having fun. You have a successful store. You don't have a boss, which is the number one thing, right?
Dude, when I'm saying I added years to my life, I added years to my life.
No, I'll believe it. Like, if you have fun doing what you're doing and you're making a living doing it, I can't imagine anything better.
No, there isn't anything better. I go to work every day, and I'm like, it's like sometimes the days run into each other because Mondays don't exist to me anymore. Tuesdays, every day is like a sunny Saturday for me. Literally.
Well, you just do what you do, and that's it.
That's it. Every day is like literally a sunny Saturday on your first day of vacation.
Now, is Halloween something you can get booked for?
I got a wedding this Halloween.
Okay.
I'm not going to be here, which I'm a little upset because I want nothing more than I wanted to be at my store as Father Evil on Halloween. But business calls. I have a wedding to perform. That's the father, and they're flying me to North Carolina.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
So yeah, it's not even a local one. It's a couple states away.
wow.
That's how far the name has gotten. Where
So this became like a family thing now.
yes,
Their
well,
website
it's always been a
mentions it.
family thing. My wife has always been my manager. Always. My kid travels with me wherever we go to all these conventions. We travel all over the country with these conventions, which is going to start being less and less because I have this now. A convention is basically a brick and mortar store for 100 people in one building. That's what it is. A convention is like the coolest yard sale you can ever possibly go to.
Yeah,
It's
brings everyone together.
every table is literally their own brick and mortar. I just took it to the next level. So I'm going to be doing less and less cons because I just don't need to get it out there. I already have it, something in a very popular touristy town.
Yeah.
Asbury Park is iconic. So that's where Father Evil's coming in, and he's slowly getting his tentacles out
Yeah.
here and there within the town, i.e. tonight, here. So
Yeah.
So is your kid getting more involved?
right now he's in the stage where my dad's corny, that type of stage. He's 11.
Okay. I was gonna say,
Other kids, when other kids see me though at a convention, he feels some sort of way because these kids gravitate toward me and they're like kind of idolize me, and he lets his presence known. He's like, "Yeah, that's my dad.
That's awesome.
That's my dad." You know, and I'm like, "They get dressed up with me." He's like, "Nah,
He
maybe
doesn't want
later."
to be baby evil.
He doesn't want to be my altar boy or anything, not yet. But I did ask him. I said, one day I'm going to stop doing this, dude, and I'm going to pass this down to you. Is this something that you want? And without even looking at me, I was driving. It was picking him up from elementary school. I'm driving. He's just, and I'm looking at him without even looking at me. He's like, "Yeah, I want to do this." I'm like, "All right, dude. I guess you're gonna have hair. Or you're gonna go bald." He goes, "Oh, I gotta go bald, Dad. I'm gonna shave my head." I'm like, "All right. We'll see." But,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
he says he wants it, so that's it.
I hear Dr. Evil had the same.
Father Evil. Oh yeah, Dr. Evil.
Yeah,
That's right,
same
Dr. Evil.
experience.
Yes, he did have the same experience.
Yeah.
Yes, with his
That's
mini
right. I
me.
forgot about that.
You
with
go through the
with
kids.
kid, yeah.
They
Yep.
go through a phase.
Yeah.
Where
Is
they
it an
don't wanna be-
evil petting zoo?
Yeah. They don't want to be evils and then they finally see the light and they follow. In the
Well, when he sees other kids with me or around me,
Yeah.
he feels some sort of way. He's like, "Yo, that's my dad. Don't get too comfortable." You know, he's Father Evil, but it's Dad. And I'm like, "Hey, chill out, dude. It's just you get to see me every day. They don't."
Yeah, not in costume.
Yeah. So
So where would you like to go from there? Like, what else would you more film or horror festivals or more? Like, where would you like?
Yeah, I
to
mean,
go?
have you considered? I know you're on a podcast right now, but
I want to be a tourist destination. Like
Yeah.
I want people to come here to this store
yeah,
and experience him. You know,
Yeah.
As the store gets bigger and bigger, or get more and more and more involved into this town, I'm going to have a lot more to do with this town. Asbury Park has a lot of history here
yeah,
and a lot of colorful characters, and I believe Father Evil was going to fit in just fine. I mean, I just recently did. I was on stage with Lita Ford.
I saw the pictures
Yeah,
on your website. Yeah,
that was amazing. How that happened? She saw me at a convention in 2018, I believe. She was there with her then manager. No, it was 2019. No, excuse me. Oh my God, I'm sorry. This is right after COVID. I'm getting my
22. I
I'm
guess.
getting my dates screwed up. So it was 2022, maybe 22. And she was there with her then manager. He passed away recently, but she had seen me walking in the con and with her manager. She's like, "That's him. That's him." So they contacted me. It's for a video that she wants to shoot called The Priest.
Did you shoot it already?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But she fell in love with my concept. We exchanged info. Some time passed, and I reached out to her manager, but he had passed. So I thought
yeah.
I was blown off. Long story short, she was going through her cabinets, and she's opening it, and this bag of coffee came down and almost hit her on her head. She's like, "Oh, I forgot about this." Picks up the bag. "Oh, let me see if it's still good." And tries it. "Oh, it's delicious." And she just finished the bag. She's like, "Oh, let me just see if I can order some more." So she went to go to order some more. And I'm in cahoots with this coffee company called Deadly Grounds Coffee. The first thing she sees on the website is my brand of coffee, Hell's Fury. And she sees Father Evil on it. She goes, "That's him! That's the guy I was looking for." She totally hit her. So she reaches out to the CEO of the coffee company. She goes, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. Do you know Father Evil? He goes, he's thinking it's somebody else. He goes, yeah, Father was a friend. And he goes, yeah, coincidentally, I saw Lita Ford at this place. She goes, no, I am Lita Ford. I want to know if you can get in contact with Father Evil. I need to talk to him. So then I'm off from here or whatever. I stayed up the night before, really late. And my wife calls me out of a dead sleep. Get up, wake up. Yeah, you got messages. You got to check your messages. I'm like, what the hell, man? I just literally got into consciousness. Why are you yelling at me? So, check my messages, and I see Tommy Alios. He's like, dude, Lita's looking. I'm like, what? Lita's looking for you. Lita's looking for you. And I'm like, holy shit. All right, so I reach out to him, and what's going on? He goes, yeah, she wants to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. So I got her number, call her up. We set up a date. She came down to do a concert. She invited me down. She said, hey, you should come down as Father. I'm like, really? Okay. Yeah, no, you're going to come back. You're going to hang out with the band and everything. Come dressed because I have an idea. I'm like, all right, cool. So she explains to me. I walk, and everybody's watching because I'm behind the stage, and it's all access. I mean, like certain access, only certain people can go into. Mm-hmm. Me and my wife are there, and people are like, who's this guy? And I'm playing with them, too. I'm just doing my Father Evil thing. Anyway, she says, when you see me bring my double neck guitar, get ready because you're about to walk up on stage. What I want you to do is I want you to bless my guitarist because he's going to do the duet with me when I close my eyes forever, the Ozzy duet. So I want you to bless him. Add something that you normally do. I'm like, all right, I got it. So I'm like, basically, I go up there and I bless him. I'm like, you better make the Prince of Darkness proud, blah, 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 this and that, the other. Ladies, and I'll give you Lita Ford and so and so. And there was being filmed and everything. People were taking pictures. I felt like a rock star, to be quite honest. But I didn't even pay attention to the crowd. There was hundreds of people out there. I just ignored them. Because I
think at that point you just have to...
You have to ignore. They're not there. It's just me.
You don't see them.
It's just me and the moment.
Yeah.
You just happen to be there. But you're not there.
You don't see them.
You don't exist. It's just me in the moment.
Yeah.
And that was it. And she loved it. And then we've been in contact with ever since. And then I'm trying to get her to come down here to get the House of Independence. I'm trying to work things out. So I'm trying to get more, trying to get her into here, and just, get my name known.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's pretty cool. So would you do more movie kind of stuff?
Movies, I'm going to be in 2 movies as of now. I'm shooting one movie called Laugh with a friend of mine. He's a director. I have a cameo appearance in there. And then there's another movie that I'm working on with this director. I can't really give too much detail, but it's going to be focused completely on Father Evil.
So the movie would be about Father.
Mm-hmm.
I can see...
I never even really wanted to do movies.
Yeah.
I didn't. I mean, the journey takes you... At first, I did want to do movies, absolutely. But as you go along on this journey, it changes you. And I'm like, I could do without a movie. I really don't care. I've gotten this far without a movie.
Yeah.
So...
But it can't hurt to do it because
I understand it. Yeah, it's true, but
yeah,
I kind of like it that I've gotten this far on my own.
No, but see, that's a bonus for you because
True.
No one can hold that character now.
Oh no,
they take it from you.
No.
So if that character is big, that's your character.
Yeah, no, it is my character. No, I put my thumbprint on it. That is my thumbprint. Everybody knows that's Father Evil. But yeah, if a movie happens, I mean, it has to make sense. It has to have a good vibe. It has to make sense, and you have to have spent more money on this movie, more than I have spent on this. I'm building this persona. I've spent close to, since I started this journey, everything close to about $90,000.
Wow.
Between 2012 and up until 2018. 8 years, or 7 years, almost like $90,000, almost $10,000 a year. I mean, $10,000-$15,000 a year, and just traveling, doing this, investing, and everything. So yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But you gotta spend money to make money.
Well, you're also changing the costume and you're developing.
Mm-hmm. You're developing as you go along. Yeah, it's a work in progress, and I just kept at it. A lot of these cats out there, if they keep at it, and then but if they don't feel they reach a certain thing, they just give up, and then that's it.
Well, also, a lot of people who cosplay just take somebody else's character.
Of course,
and you can't go anywhere without somebody
else's.
else's.
You can't go anywhere.
But you created a unique,
sky's the limit.
New character, so now you can do whatever you want.
Whatever.
Yeah,
merchandise, shirts, whatever.
Yeah, it really.
And it's not easy to come up with a new character in horror because everything's been done.
Yeah. It's
So if
very,
that's something unique,
very
it's
hard. No,
different.
the thing also, man, the horror crowd is very hard to impress.
Well, they've seen everything.
They are brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. If they don't like you, you'll know it. If they think you're cheesy, you will most certainly know it. I've impressed them. So I've discovered also that I'm starting to do a lot more non-horror conventions, like the Trenton Punk Rock Meat Market.
Mm-hmm.
I've discovered that wowing horror people, I've done it. I've made a career out of it. It's easy, but wowing non-horror people is a cakewalk. It's just-
Really? That's funny.
oh my God! It's
Did
a
you
cake.
expect that, or were you surprised by it?
I kind of expected it because horror people are somewhat jaded. They've seen it.
Yeah.
Not normies. They don't know what.
Because you go to a punk show where you see like that kind of character. Is that why? Because it's so different than anything
It's
else.
so different than and they're not expecting it,
Mhm.
and then they're like, "Oh my God!" No, and they usually say something like visceral, like, "Oh my God!" And I'll just jump in. He's not here today, child. I am. And I play. They're like, "Oh, indeed." I just go on it from there. Everything is ad lib.
So besides the punk one, what else did you? Different. Besides horror, what else did you-
Garden State Comic Fest. I'm a regular there. Dave O'Hare, he's the owner. He saw me at a convention. He's like, I gotta have this guy at a convention. He was one of the first ones ever to get me into a show and give me a table as payment, whatever. One of the first ones that did that for me. And I never forgot that. And as I got bigger and bigger in the name, I'm like, whatever dates you have, I'm there. You got it. And I even told him, I said, you can have a convention in your backyard. I'll show up.
Well, it's nice to pay back.
You have to pay back. Remember where you came from.
Yeah. The comic thing makes even more sense because that character can also be a graphic novel character.
Comic book is okay. I've had a couple experiences with comic book writers. 3 of them in particular. And from what I've seen, every single one's a flake.
Well, that's gonna be true with a lot of art
Every
stuff, right?
single one is a flake.
You get 3 out of 3, I guess.
Let's do a comic book. Okay, let's do it. And then, okay, what's going on? Well, okay, no problem. And then another guy, well, I'm like, all right. After the third time's a charm. I'm like, that's it. You can come in. We're just doing a podcast. Come on in. So
Maybe you could do like Tommy Wiseau and write your own. Write your own stuff.
Now, did you meet with
Maybe not like
the
Tommy
artists? Did you look at their work?
Oh no,
See what
I've
they've
seen
done
some of their
before?
work. I've seen some of their work and stuff. It's the writers, and then and I'm like, they want to add this. I'm like, no, dude, you what you want to do is you want to tap into my audience, and
It's got to work both ways.
it's got to work both ways. You're not deviating from the story. This is the story. This is that. This is that.
Did
and
you
the other.
write? You wrote the story
Pretty much, yeah.
for the. So
Yeah,
you just
you
need.
have
That's on my
So you
website.
just need to get someone to do the drawings.
Mm-hmm. And but so far the 3 comic book people that came up to me, all 3 flaked out.
I'm not surprised. But,
And they are comic book people. They're in the scene.
well, the weird thing is you already have the story. Did they like the story?
No, I already have the story. I already have the following. I already have everything. All I need somebody.
It almost seems absurd. You
It's just
have
I
to
need
draw it
somebody that matches the same energy as I do, and I've discovered if you don't have the same energy I have, I'm not doing business with you. Period.
Yeah.
Not. You're not going to ride off my coattails.
out. No, you have to get something for that.
Mm-hmm. I worked too hard for this. You're not going to sponge off me, and I got nothing off of you. No. Those days are done.
Did you think of just hiring someone to draw it out?
I really don't want to do it.
You don't want to do it.
No,
'Cause
if it
you have a
happens,
script already.
I already have it. Yeah, I mean, like.
Seems like all the work is done except the illustration.
Exactly, and I
Yeah.
have this, and I don't need to add something else
Mhm.
to have them to juggle. If anybody wants to do a comic book, I'm like, these are my demands. This is it. If you deviate from that, done. We're done. Right off the cuff.
How about think of doing any like posters or any kind of what kind of merchandise do you
I
have?
have busts. I have mugs, shirts, candles. We also have our own scented candle line of scented
Okay,
candles.
We'll take some pictures. and put
As
them
we
up.
have mugs, we have rosaries. Think about it, we probably have it.
Okay, so that's another angle that you can monetize.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is that kind of stuff you bring to the when you have a table?
Yeah, I usually bring my merch, the rosaries, the candles, the mugs, the shirts, the prints, and I do photo ops as well. I usually have a historically accurate Jesus with me because he's brown, and I'm like, and no, that's what I do. I'm like, he was brown, the first generation Israelites didn't look like Ewan McGregor. Sorry. I don't know. I hate to break your bubble, bust your bubble. They look like the guy who pumped your gas down the street.
They definitely have tans.
Huh?
The tan well.
Yeah.
Hair of wool, skin of bronze.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole other monster. But yeah.
Getting off topic.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun, and when he comes along, we do the battle for your soul. Like you're in the middle. We take a picture. I'm with you on one side. He's on the other, and then you got to choose a side, good or evil. They almost always choose evil. So they put their hand on my shoulder, and he's praying for them, and it's for a good picture. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
So how many? Do you do a lot with him?
Yeah, his name is Anderson Marshak. He even has his own Facebook and Instagram page and TikTok. His name is Cosplay Jesus, and that's his name on all social media. And you see him; he's dark skinned. He has long hair. He has a mustache or goatee. He kind of looks like the guy.
Yeah.
That seems like a perfect match for the
I had that brainchild back in 2017. He finally came on board, and we've been doing it. I mean, we took it actually the first time ever when we took it out to Texas for Texas Frightmare Weekend. I did $1,000 in just photos.
You can imagine you pair up like that.
Yeah.
That's going to attract
$1,000 in just photos. So he loved it.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I'm like, I told you you'd make money with me. Because he's used to doing gigs with other guys and then I'll make anything. Mm-hmm. I'm about the business.
Well, you develop a character that's attractive to that crowd.
Mm-hmm. Also, with the other cosplayers, you can't really make money off of a character that's not yours. Because you're gonna get sued.
That's the catch with it. You can create or buy a nice
So the most money he ever made anywhere, period, was with me in another state, 1,800 miles away. Mm. He's like, so he discovered it. Like, I'm different from the other dudes. I'm about this business. I'm about this lifestyle.
It's definitely a different take on cosplay. Mm-hmm. It's very unique. Mm-hmm. What else? Are we missing anything from the story?
Has Father Evil met any other celebrities besides David Ford?
Besides Evil?
What kind of...
Oh, God. Hundreds of celebrities.
Yeah.
I mean, within the horror genre, of course. I had one celebrity who was in the horror genre, but now he's also in the action genre. And he recognized me out of nowhere. I mean, I was like 2 years ago in Texas, and he's wearing a mask. He's like, "Hey, Father Evil!" And I'm dressed. I'm like, "Hey, man, what's up?" And he recognized me. He takes down his mask. It's Danny Trejo.
Hey! That's somebody you recognize.
And I'm like, "Yo, Danny, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize." He's like, "I know, man. Come here, take a picture." Man. He was real cool. He's like, "Father Evil." And I take down, I'm like, "Oh, fuck, it's Danny Trejo. Holy shit." So, but I didn't say it like that, but I'm like, oh. But in my head, I'm like, fuck.
Like, who is this dude annoying me?
Yeah. And it's Danny fucking Trejo.
You don't piss him off.
No, and he's short too.
Yeah, he's very short.
Yeah.
But then we took pictures. He's like, "Oh, come here, Jesus." We're taking pictures and stuff. He was cool as hell. And I forget the other guy's name, Emilio something. He was in Sons of Anarchy and the Mayans. He came to my table too. He actually called me to come over to his table to take pictures with him. So he's like this Chicano biker, and he's taking pictures of me and Jesus. Really cool. And 2 tables down, there's Danny Trejo. He's photo bombing. It was a cool experience.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool when other celebrities know who you are. So yeah, one of the celebrities that's actually a fan of mine, and I'm a fan of his. Back in the 90s, I was a big fan of his, and I never thought it would come to this, but Bob Camp, one half of Ren and Stimpy, one of the creators. He's a friend of mine, a fan, so that's one other guy. Another big one, and I fanboyed when I found out he was a fan of mine. It was Greg Hildebrandt. You've seen his work. The first painting of Star Wars.
Yeah.
With
the posters.
With the posters. That's the artist.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And he did, him and his brother, before his brother passed away, they had a whole art series of Lord of the Rings calendar and stuff. He's very well known within the comic book genre. He even was a consultant for Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
Huh.
So
That's cool.
Yeah, I've seen his name in posters.
yeah, Hildebrandt, Greg Hildebrandt.
Yeah.
He's a fan. Doug Bradley, I mentioned. That's Pinhead.
Yeah.
Every time he sees me, he always smiles. David Keith.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Who else? Tony Todd. Candyman.
Yeah.
God. Oh, another one. Big one. He even did a video for me. And every time he sees me, he's like, dude, come here, let's take a picture, whatever. And he actually did a little video, like, giving me props. And that was Tony Moran, the very first Michael Myers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So he's another celebrity. And I'm like, yeah, so these are pretty cool. You know, you have these icons who notice you and giving you props.
You're in the same circuit now, and you
Yes, I
become
am.
part of that.
But I'm a little
whole
different
thing.
because I created mine.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, you're playing your own.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice twist.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know, did we miss anything out of this story?
Pretty much everything I could think of.
For now.
For now.
For now.
For now, yeah. For now.
For now.
We need to end with an ellipse. The end. ...
Oh, yeah.
okay.
I like that.
The story of Father Evil will continue.
Oh, no, it'll always evolve. Evolution. Evil.
Well, thank you so much for
Yeah.
talking to us and telling us your story. And this
Thank
is,
you for having me.
Awesome. Well, anytime. And maybe sometime we'll do it again if you
Yeah.
have some cool stories, or maybe movies being done.
Maybe
or
after
whatever.
Lita Ford.
Maybe after
Maybe after the video, yeah.
Yeah,
That might be a whole
swing
episode
by and
by
do
itself.
another one. Yeah,
Yeah.
We could, that's right, because that's coming up soon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe we can do like experience. What did Father Evil experience? And think
We
of
could do
shooting.
that.
Yeah.
that'd be
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks.
Not a problem, man. Take care.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.